Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents Flavor of Love, the Flavor of Love Kickback Season 2. And with me for the first time to ever talk about Season 2, Episode 1 is Chantele. Chantele, welcome back.
I'm happy to be here. But as I mentioned before we went live, that definitely was something.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't even know where to begin, Chantele. I've been going through this like internal battle of like, what's the better season, season 1 or season 2? And although season 1 is iconic, in my head, it's really hard. It's really hard. It's crazy, and we're gonna get into all of that and more. But thank you all for listening, for subscribing, checking us out here on the YouTube page. We are live on YouTube and Twitch, so make sure you go to the YouTube page, youtube.com/@recapkickback, to check us out there, or on my Twitch stream as well. I think we'll start streaming on Instagram. We've done that before too.
Yeah,
so maybe
I'll try to put it on right now, like on Instagram. So like, while we're chatting, I'll see if I can get it on.
Yeah, see if Chantele might be able to get it up on Instagram. But this is so much fun. We're talking about the second iteration of one of the greatest reality TV series that I've ever seen, and I'm so excited because we're going to get Chantele's first unspoiled look. So make sure you keep all the spoilers out of the comments, out of the chat, because Chantele has never seen this at all. We got some of our favorites are back. Brittany and G back in the chat as well. Welcome back, cousins. Chantele, Flav has to do it again. As we talked about last season on the reunion special, things didn't quite work out with Flav and Hoops. And so because of that, we have to bring in more women to do this all over again. And so now we have a new cast of people to look at here. These beautiful faces, okay? And Chantele, I have to know, going into season 1, you've seen a lot in one episode. Mm-hmm. What was the most surprising thing you saw in this episode? Because there are a few surprises. In this episode alone.
I think something taking a dump during the clock ceremony. I didn't think that I would ever see something like that, and I didn't know that it's something that I would have never have ever seen before. But I thought that was shocking. Originally, I thought the most shocking thing was like having a full-on brawl within the first like 10 minutes, like punching and like legs around necks. So I thought that was going to be the most insane thing that happened, and then something takes a dump during the clock ceremony and then opens the door when somebody like knocks on the door while she's in the washroom. Like I'm actually floored that this happened. Like that's insane to me. It's insane. So those are the two insane moments.
This is probably the greatest day of my life. It just feels so good to be able to be here to experiencing this for the first time. Because when I think of Flavor of Love season 2, I don't ever forget that something does what something did, but it's not the first thing that comes to mind by far. And so, Chantele, this might be episode 1, but it is going to get crazier. And so,
excuse me, what do you mean it gets crazier?
This is the premiere. We got so much more Flavor of Love season 2 to go by, and I can't wait to talk to you about it all. But yes, we got a new cast of characters. I love Chantele. I love your face. You are shocked.
But like, I don't understand how things could get crazier, right? Like, I never thought that I would see like a fight that intense, and then B, something taking a shit in the clock ceremony. Like, I just like those are things I just never thought they would see. So I don't understand how it could be crazier, because it's going to be something that I can't even conceptualize.
Yeah. We're about to go on a whole ass journey here. And it's funny because, this time around, Flav says the first time didn't work out. I had some clout chasers on the season, and I don't want to do that. So this time around, Flavor Flav is going to be in the casting process. He wasn't there last time, but he goes in and he watches the videos himself. So these are the women that Flav thought were normal. That just kind of show you what kind of time we're on this season,
Well, so it's clear though that season 1 aired before the casting call went out for season 2, because
Absolutely.
there's
They
no
knew.
way that it could get to the next, like even like this level, without them
Mhm.
already seeing how extreme it got for season 1. So okay,
Right.
and he thinks that these women are not clout chasers. No, I think he wants to get the craziest of the crazies.
You think he went after the craziest of the
Yes,
crazies?
I do
Okay,
not
well,
think that he's searching for love this time. I do
okay, well,
not.
we'll get to crazy soon enough. Because she too is in this season. So yeah, Flav goes in. We meet these women, and very early on, we might as well jump right into it. We get a full-on brawl between two people who haven't even received nicknames at this point. They are, by the time they are fighting over beds, we don't even have, if you can see it on my graphic here, we don't even have a nameplate for poor Saaphyri. And, and she ends up going up against H-Town as well.
H-Town is
For
Houston, right?
yeah, H-Town is Houston.
Okay.
And so she ends up going up against H-Town for the bed. Now, the inciting incident is that Saaphyri said she went into the room, she saw a bed, she sat on the bed. The other girl in the room, I think it was Wire, said, "Hey, this bed's already taken." She said, "Okay, well, I'll go to the other bed." She goes to the other bed, puts her stuff down, and then she leaves the room. And then at that point, H-Town comes in and takes the bed. Saaphyri comes in, sits down on the bed, and then H-Town comes back and says, "Wait, that's my bed." And then things escalate very quickly. Now, from Saaphyri's point of view, H-Town hit her with flowers. Chantele, for my entire life, since this moment, I've been saying, "Don't hit me with flowers." It's a quote that will live with me forever. Because that is the battle cry Saaphyri yells out right as she decides to pummel H-Town. Like she hit her with the flowers, thus Saaphyri hit her with her hands. Chantele, you watched it happen. What do you think? Who's at fault here?
I don't think that H-Town should have done any sort of taunt. Like it wasn't super like aggressive, I would say, H-Town, but she shouldn't have inflicted any sort of like harm onto Saaphyri. That's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Saaphyri, yeah.
but definitely Saaphyri should have been the bigger person and not made it escalate any further. Like she could have been annoying and gone to Flav and been like, she pushed the flowers on me, and H-Town probably would have been ejected from the house. But then that wouldn't have made this moment. Now I have to ask you a question, because Flav says that he has less beds in the house. He doesn't have enough beds for everybody, but he doesn't want any fighting. So is that a little bit of an oxymoron? Is he lying to us? Does he want the fighting? Because like, why would you put in a scenario where there might be some animosity or some irritations between people?
Oh yeah, when we find out that there's one less bed, you have to know there's going to be conflict, especially when he chose these women by hand. So he knows that they could get into some fight. I definitely want to go to the chat real quick. Brittany says that season 1 was child's play compared to season 2. And that's why we get all the future spinoffs, because there will be more. And then of course, G points out that remember when we thought that nothing could top Hottie and the chicken, Chantele, we will continuously top Hottie and the chicken this season. So here's my thing. I think that H-Town hit her first. She hit her with flowers, and so it's not that big of an offense. We could, like you said, we could definitely just let it go. It's just some flowers. But if you're gonna kick somebody off the show, why not kick them both off? If you're gonna say Saaphyri shouldn't have hit her, because Flav reviews the tape. He listens to both the women's sides, and he reviews the tape and basically lands on, well, H-Town was kind of like losing the fight, basically. Like she didn't mean to start a fight, and then once the fight started, she was out of her league and then got pummeled. And so Flav was like, she was mostly blocking. She really wasn't hitting Saaphyri. But I just want to focus on, the idea that you can't just do whatever you want to people and get away with it, right? Like we saw somebody spit on somebody last season, and New York held back only to become infamous for getting spat on and for losing the season. So I don't blame Saaphyri for defending herself. I just think Flav should have, punished them both.
Punish them both, but also Saaphyri shouldn't
she shouldn't.
If you're gonna trade blow for blow, like a little like tap like this doesn't deserve to get her head bashed in like 10 times. You know what I mean? So I just think that the punishment didn't fit the crime here. And so maybe that's why they both didn't get sent home.
Yeah. So we have to talk about the interactions between H-Town and Saaphyri in the fight. I believe H-Town yells out that Saaphyri is ghetto trash, and Saaphyri reminds her that she's from 5th and Crenshaw. Now, back in 2007 or whatever, you could call somebody ghetto trash and not call you a racist. But looking back, she was using ghetto trash a lot in this episode. I think she used it twice at least. Like she doubled down on it. Even when Saaphyri is trying to make amends. What did you think about Saaphyri like trying to legit have an apology for H-Town? She even offered us some lip chat.
That's pretty shady, though. I think, like, if somebody was if she was black, it would be even more shady. But like, it's kind of like being like, "You want some lotion?" Like, it's like your skin's ashy. You want some lip chat? Your lips dry. Like,
she was putting lip chat on, and she just said, "Do you want some?"
But anyways, why would she want to share your lip chapstick?
Yeah.
I mean, she was trying to be nice, I guess, but the girl's crying. Like, out for her Kleenex, not some chapstick.
I mean, she is weeping. H-Town is weeping, and Saaphyri could not be more unbothered. At one point, she goes to apologize, and she said, so you shouldn't be hitting people. I won't hit you no more if you don't hit me. H-Town says, you hit me first. Saaphyri responds, well, I'm sorry if I hit you first, but I don't think I hit you first. She said, well, I threw your flowers, and then you hit me. And Saaphyri says, you hit me with flowers when you threw them. And then H-Town responds, well, this isn't the streets of Compton. And Saaphyri responds, I don't live in Compton. She said, well, that's what you said. She said, I'm from 54th and Crenshaw. She said, well, this isn't Crenshaw. And Saaphyri responds, well, it's close to it. She's trying to be the bigger person here after beating this woman's ass.
I think, though, H-Town just wants a little bit more empathy. Like, she got, like, pummeled, and it was embarrassing, and she's crying on this TV show, and they've been ostracized from the other girls who are out there partying, and I'm sure they could hear them having a good time, and she's sitting with somebody that just beat her up while they fix their makeup, and, like, I think that she was just wanted some sympathy, empathy, not chapstick.
Yeah, Saaphyri also ends up praying. She says, Lord, please forgive me for the sins that I've committed, the ones I do know and the ones I didn't, and the ones that I don't. Lord, please forgive me for beating this bitch ass today, Lord. Lord, please forgive me for thinking about beating her ass again, Lord. Please rebuke all these demons. And H-Town interrupts her, and Saaphyri, of course, says, you better quit interrupting my prayers before God direct me to beat your ass again.
I mean, it's a choice to be praying in front of somebody. We probably wouldn't be doing that in these days because, like, you kind of have to respect people's space and what their faith is, and like, just presenting your prayers in front of somebody. It's a little bit intrusive, but H-Town should just not
she should shut the hell up.
Stay in her lane. Like, stay in your lane.
Like, are you crazy? Why are you talking to this woman? She tried to apologize to you. You didn't want it. And now she's praying that she don't beat your ass again. Let her finish her prayer. Let her finish her prayer. Because throughout the episode, H-Town was harmed. My head hurts. And I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I feel like she might have been turning it on a little bit. Just a little bit. Like you said, maybe looking for a little sympathy.
Yeah, and she's probably embarrassed. It was embarrassing.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, can you see the Saaphyri's like butt crack? I thought that was very funny. She's leaping over and all you see is her like a plumber's butt crack.
She got her ass together. And then of course Flav will bring them in front of everybody and then tell them that they have to remove Saaphyri from the game. Flav says he doesn't want a violent girl. And to that I say, then why did New York make it so far into last season?
Was she violent after, like, before the spitting incident?
She hadn't touched anybody. But if you want to talk about like shouting matches, about beating people's asses and stuff like that, like she was going toe to toe with everybody in the house.
Like actually fighting, though,
Yeah. But I feel like
he likes mouthy. Enough. I think he likes like people that attitude. Yeah, he likes the attitude for sure. I think that he likes attitude, but he doesn't. I just don't think he likes Saaphyri. I think he's just maybe making a bit of an excuse.
I mean, he also doesn't really know her. Like they've been in the house for like 3 seconds. You know, they don't know each other. Somebody has to go. There's no way that H-Town, like Saaphyri looks like she's okay with putting, but letting bygones be bygones. Whereas H-Town is like, my head hurts, like I don't feel safe, that kind of thing. So she's ended up getting kicked out. She goes out in a bang. She's like, I don't give a fuck all of them. Fuck this, da 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 da. Because I think at one point, she even calls H-Town a lesbian. She's like, I don't know why she's touching all over me. She might be a lesbian or something. H-Town's like, don't flatter yourself. And that really sends Saaphyri off the edge. So she gets carried out. The first contestant on Flavor of Love to get carried out without a nickname. But yeah, the chat is saying like, look, the chat has got a soft spot for Saaphyri. Chantele, not to spoil anything, but one day Saaphyri will have her own line of lip chat.
I mean, you got it. Like she's like, hey, I got one episode in here, like Saaphyri lip chat, like prayer edition, like like beaten down H-Town gloss. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Do they have good names or no? Or like it's just like one?
I never purchased said lip chat. I'm not a lip chat guy. But I'm sure there's probably, I don't even know if it's still active, but I'll look it up. I have more information about the lip chat next time we talk. So let's get to the other women, okay? So we get the nicknames, and I want to start with the nicknames first so that we can outline who we're talking about as we're talking about them.
Before we get into it, are you going to, we might be doing it anyways, but you did ask me at the end of our recap last time with Matt, which names I thought were real and which ones that you thought were fake, or are they all fake? So do you have a reference to those? Because I don't remember what I said, and I would like to see how accurate I might have been.
I do not know if I still have those notes. If nothing else, I'll go back and get them before the next episode because I forgot we did that assignment. But I do know some of the ones that you got wrong off the top of my head. So I'll know them I'll put it like this. I'll know them when I hear them. For sure. Wait, hold on. I think I do have the notes. Maybe I don't. But yeah, regardless, I'll have those answers for you soon enough. No worries.
Just I'm like, some of these I don't even recognize. But there's a couple that I did. I was like, oh my God, these names are wild.
Yes. So one of the first people we have named, and who will be a big character in this first episode, everybody's talking about Nibbles. Nibbles is interesting. She has the women in a tizzy because there's a lot of casual homophobia amongst these women. Season 1, we didn't really have a lot of talk about bisexuality, but people are getting accused left of right of being lesbians and like, don't touch me, I don't like that, I don't get down like that, this is for a man only, da 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 da. And Nibbles is at the center of that because she is unapologetically hitting on some of the women. I think she at one point was like, if I could have any of y'all, I would have you in the orange. And she was talking about Bucky, who says all of this is for a man.
Nibbles is funny. I really wish that he did give her the name Tyson because that's the first thing that I noticed about her was her lisp. And sorry for anybody that has a lisp. Like I know that you probably have had issues in your life, whatever. Maybe get made fun of all that stuff. But like it's so funny and like just the fact that she does also sound a bit like Mike Tyson. It's just it's great. Because I don't really know like why she nibbles. Is it because her boobs?
I believe so. I think he said he could nibble on her or something like that. It was a stretch. He says she talks like Nibbles, so that's really why he like Tyson, and so that's why he named her Nibbles because he bit someone's ear.
Sorry, I missed her government name is Saaphyri.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sarah, what?
Saaphyri. Saaphyri.
Okay, yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, when you said like she's the only person getting left with like off the show without a name, I actually thought that her like nickname was that, and like anyways, but no, it was Saaphyri. You're right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wild. That's her government name. Yeah. Yeah, she was one of the names I actually brought up and was like, "Hey, do you think Saaphyri is a name?" And you're like, "That's not it. That's a nickname." And I was like, "It's actually not a nickname." So you were almost right for that one. But yes, he says Nibbles was knocking it out the box or something like that. And so he's going to name her Tyson, but like he ended up naming her Nibbles because Mike Tyson bit on someone's ear or whatever. And I'm sure she like has conflated some weird way of making that in her favor where it's not extremely offensive or whatever. But he was just being funny. Nibbles is, like I said, she's a big character in this episode. Another big character we have is Toasty. Toasty is our new drunk this season. Last season, it was Goldie throwing up in the blowing chunks in the living room or something like that. And now this time, Toasty is drunk and they are all annoyed. What did you think about Toasty?
Well, at least she's just like a messy drunk. She doesn't get like loud. She doesn't fight. She might be someone that cries, but she didn't cry this episode. She's not threatening. She's fine. She looks like she's 18 though. Like,
she looks very young. But you gotta remember, some of these women were very young.
Are they younger than 23?
I don't know who the youngest person on the cast is. That's another question. I'm making a list of all the questions I have to answer for you, so I know you can't Google them.
Right. What happens to Toasty? No, she was fine. I don't think she's gonna be here till the end, but she's an okay little drunkie.
Yeah, Delicious sees Toasty and Nibbles and says, they're lesbians, and I'm not comfortable with that. And I was like, no, that's not really how the show works. They wouldn't be lesbians if they were trying to hook up with Flavor Flav. At least they'd be bisexual at the very minimum. But, like I said, there's a lot of casual, like, women on women violence here. But yeah, Toasty is no Goldie. I will say that.
No, she doesn't have the charm. She doesn't have the charisma. So far, anyways.
Yeah. One of the other standouts in this episode is Bucky. She is the one who gets a lot of screen time here. She's the one who tells Nibbles that she can't handle her. Bucky's kind of coming in as like almost in the New York spot of like, I came here to get my man. She shows him, she has like some provocative photos for him and this, that, and other. So Bucky has
She's the one that gave him a clock with her picture on it?
Yes, that was Bucky.
Okay.
What'd you think about that move?
I thought it was a good move. Yeah. Like, it has showing her assets, give him a clock, something to remember her by. Yeah, I think it was a good move.
Yeah. We get a few others who will not really make it through the episode just because they don't get a lot of screen time. And I'm talking about Bama, Chocolate, Hood, RIP to Hood. She has passed away since the filming of the show. I believe she passed away a few years ago. But yeah, those people won't really make it through. But we do have some other people that really do stand out. I want to talk about Spunky a little bit. And watching this episode, I use this picture of Spunky messing with her hair specifically because she does this no fewer than like 5 times in this episode where she's like twisting her hair. To me, Spunky feels like she's the most here for TV.
Now, that's interesting that you say that because she looks familiar to me. So I was like, has she moved on and done other things? And I just started recognizing her face. But then I'm thinking she also, to me, kind of looks like Bailey. Like
Bailey.
Bailey.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're thinking. Yeah.
Okay. So that's like, so it's Bailey that she looks like, not somebody that she didn't get famous. I just know her face. Okay. She definitely wants to be here for the shine. But I like her. She could stay.
Yeah, she's another one who's like, I think she ends up getting into a big argument with Sumthin at one point, who also gets very drunk in this episode. Sumthin, we will have a lot to say about her at the end, so I'll just save it for that. But there are so many other people who stand out. What did you think about Like That? Like That has a lot to say. And sometimes I understand what she's saying, sometimes I don't.
I don't know what she's saying, but it's like that. Okay. That's exactly what it's like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah. I never know what she's saying. It doesn't seem like Flav knows what she's saying either, but I think he likes her energy right now. She's just like seemingly like a good time. She has all these words of wisdom that we can't understand. Like, she's okay.
Yeah. Her and Flav seemingly vibe over that they both talk in Flavlation, I think is what the language that pops up on the screen. And so she says he gets it. She understands him. He understands her. And so there is a lot of like attention to Like That in this episode. There are a couple other people who really stand out.
The other standout is Buck Wild.
Buck Wild. What? Yeah, I believe it was
This
Mel.
woman.
Yeah, I believe it was Mel in the chat who said Buck Wild is not a real person. Buck Wild is not a real human. You cannot convince me otherwise. She's got to be a producer plant. What do you think about Becky Buck Wild?
I agree with Mel. Like, she's insane. Like, she reminds me of originally with a girl on Dr. Phil, like, catch me outside. How about that? Like, what's her name now?
She's the pre Cash Me Outside girl.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like, it's that kind of like. I feel like Catch Me Outside Girl was influenced by Buck Wild. You know what I mean?
That is hilarious.
What's her name now? Though she's like famous now, right?
She's like Bad Baby or something like that. Yeah. She makes music. I don't know. So yeah, Buck Wild. She also does not get a nickname from Flav. She came in with that name. She's wearing a name belt that says Buck Wild. And she says she needs a guy who gonna hold her down and a guy who gonna hold it down while you hold her down. Okay, it's Buck Wild, as she will say. Time to get Buck Wild when she gets her clock. So you think she's a producer plant? What do you think Buck Wild's goal is here?
Just to get camera time. Like, I don't know if she's gonna stir any trouble, but like. It's just maybe she just wants a career, like a rap career. Like, I don't know. It's like she's
a rap career is crazy.
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Yeah, I don't understand her. She's not here for love. Like, but like maybe she's here for the shine. Maybe I think she wants a rap career. That's it. Maybe she wants to be the next MC. Go Buck Wild. Right.
Lacey in the chat says she won't spoil it, but my favorite moment of the season involves Buck Wild, and I will say that is a good one. So we will see that moment when it happens, whenever that moment is. But yeah, big character. I think it's like that. Who's like, yeah, she sounds like she's from the ghetto, and I'm like, does she? And so,
yeah, but she doesn't though. Like, it's very weird. Is it from somewhere that, like, do we know where she's from?
We will learn where she's from throughout, but not of this episode. No,
okay.
But that will be something that we will definitely have to talk about.
Like, I really hope we get to her parents coming to the show.
Ooh,
like, yeah. I need to see, like, I don't know. She has like some like normal church going, like,
yes,
like little white, like mom and dad, like, and then they have this Buck Wild. Hopefully she makes it that far.
Are you familiar with The Amazing Race?
Yes.
Okay, Honey Kid Liz says she reminds her of Becca from Team Fun of Amazing Race. What do you think about that?
Maybe looks wise, but like her the way that she speaks, like, is not like Becca at all.
Okay, so you remember last season I was like, hey, Laylene, aka Smiley, that was my girl.
Oh yeah, who's your girl? Buck Wild?
No, what? No, God, no. Listen, I was torn between two homes this season. Beautiful and Boots. I love those two women.
Just like Double O Boots.
Boots. Yeah, I love them both. I love them so much. Beautiful. Dear God, what a name. First of all, the spelling of beautiful is diabolical. There's no way that it's
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Now there's no beautiful. I love that woman. I love that woman so much. And then of course, Boots, who is a big character in this episode as well. Anybody else stand out for you throughout this episode that we not name something? Because we'll get to her.
Bama was pretty like wow, okay, like,
yeah,
and interesting energy. Crazy was really pretty, but I wouldn't really see anything with her. What else stood out? I don't remember. Patience.
Patience. Okay, the spellings are diabolical all around the board. I take it back. I said beautiful was bad, but Patience being spelled Payshinz. The man ain't even trying.
Patience.
there's no way he doesn't know how to spell chocolate, and he went with CHOCLATE. Like, you know that chocolate, yeah, chocolate.
Chocolate.
It's like we knew what we liked from the previous season, and like we just went all in on just like spelling however we want to do it, and like it's Flav style and it's iconic. He did have a good moment with Crazy. He says his last 3 kids were by a fine Latina woman, and so he's crazy about Latinas, and so he's crazy about her. And then of course he named Delicious because he saw something good and it was delicious, and her ass is like a table. Because it's massive.
Yeah, it definitely had a ledge. It's like just. I was like, whoa! And we know that Flav looks with his eyes, like he sees curves. He is in. So
yeah. So one of the other people we have not acknowledged yet is Eyes, and her name is Eyes because she is the mole. What do you think about Flav bringing in somebody as kind of like an undercover dater to see if he can get some dirt on some of these women?
I don't think that he needed that, but it's fine. Like for the show, like anything goes here. Like sure. And like why was it her? Did they explain that?
I think he just knew her from back in the day, like
from
home or something like that. Yeah, I don't think she's anybody that we should note. But I will tell you this. I definitely forgot this happened. For this to be like such like a scandalous moment, like he brought in a mole. Chantele, when I think about season 2, I never think about Eyes. I forgot she existed.
Well, and like I didn't even notice what had happened. You know what I mean? Like we kind of like it wasn't like a significant moment. I was just like, oh wait, oh she's like, oh okay. Like you know what I mean? It didn't really hold that much weight for me either. It's kind of like the accomplice on Big Brother, right?
Have they ever done like an undercover dater on like The Bachelor or something like that? Someone to kind of get the girls' ears or something to see who's really there for the right reasons?
They do it almost every season. So they'll have like last season, I think it was, they had so Grant was the Bachelor, and they had his sister in there kind of posing as like a dater that's going to come in, and like his sister's like a gorgeous woman, and so like I don't know if she ended up like hanging around and talking to anybody, but she went to talk to him, and they're all like, oh my god, who's this new girl coming in, and and then she ended up being his sister. And so that didn't work out exactly that way for that one, but they have brought people in undercover. And then for Charity season, they had her brother be a bartender wearing like a Jerry curl wig. It was really hideous. And he was like listening to them all have conversations. Then she kind of talked to him. And he kind of gave her any tea about some of the guys that she was dating. So it's very common. But it was probably done here first.
Well, I think they don't have enough beds in the house because Eyes is there.
Oh, now it's fine.
I think because she gets eliminated in the first episode, and I kind of think that's a misstep. Like, if you have this mole, right? Red Oyster was such a big hit last season. Whether you loved her or hate her, she was such a big character, and she plays like such a big role. I mean, she bring her back for the finale. She gets her own segment, but her snitching was kind of like, it kind of got the people going. And so for him to have a snitch, why eliminate her in episode 1?
Yeah, I think that you should let it last a little bit longer, but maybe he just didn't want the deceit to be for that long, because like that could also be like, ugh, like, if things get like, I don't know, being too deceitful in that way is a fine line between like, I don't know, it's not necessarily right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no.
No, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Like there's only so much lying you can do to somebody, and if you're looking for love, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, all right, let me just go ahead and be upfront. This was a mole. We got it out the way. Let's move on.
Yeah, I think you have to kind of get rid of it first maybe second episode, but like, you can't let it last for too long, because then the whole precedence of the show is kind of a little bit tainted.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked if another woman doesn't just slip into that role anyway. Like you said, it happens on The Bachelor and Bachelorette all the time, where people are just like I don't think they're here for you. I don't
Yeah,
think,
somebody's already even said that though, like being like, "I got you," like I'll protect you. What was it like that? It might have been like that. I don't.
Yeah, I think it was like that. There were a few, yeah, but like it's always someone's always going to fall into something like that, like that. We
Like
might have to
that.
take a shot every time we say like that.
All right.
So they end up having a mixer, and we've seen this before, but bringing it back for season 2. Toasty is drunk. People are starting to notice, but especially Eyes. She's taking notes of how drunk Toasty is. Hood is there. He's calling her Hood because she's straight out of Compton, but she's gotten saved recently, and she starts talking about speaking in tongues. Now, Buck Wild says she ain't never had the Lord talk to her in tongues, but she tells Flav that he's cooler than a polar bear's toenails, and she says, "You just is you."
Where did they find these women? Because where? Twitter?
I said he picked her. That's
I
the
know.
Well, he saw the audition tape and thought, I like that.
I don't even get it. I mean, I wonder who was on the cutting room floor. Like who didn't make it past and why? Like were they just too normal? Or anyways, I do love all these women. I can't wait to get to know them, so like I actually like remember who's who. You know what I mean? Can't wait.
We get some tense moments between Spunky and Toasty, where of course Toasty's drunk and she's sitting on Flav's lap, but Spunky's saying he wants a classy chick and he's looking at me, not you, and you're doing all the things he doesn't need or doesn't want. And she tells us we could have met she could have met Toasty at a bar or something like that. But eventually Spunky ends up being the one to tell him that some of the women are not here for him, and so she's going to be our snitch amongst the women at first.
Absolutely, and that makes sense though if she wants to have some camera time, right? Like she's giving herself a role. She's playing producer a little bit here. I mean, like, okay, I'll let you know what's going on, especially since she just saw that they had like a mole there, being like, oh, maybe I could take that role. So maybe Eyes leaving allowed her to step into this role.
Yeah. Boots says she's here for Flav as well. Last season was fucked up because the girl that he liked didn't even want him, but she's going to be there for Flav. And then, of course, we have to talk about Sumthin. Sumthin apparently says she's bisexual or something to that nature. And Boots calls her out about doing bisexual things. And then Sumthin starts backtracking and saying, no, I didn't say that. Eyes calls her out. And then Boots tells us that the liquor got her acting all crazy. And then Sumthin eventually announces that she would, do some bisexual antics with the other women. Boots ain't having it. She's going to call her out. But Sumthin, being drunk, ends up having to argue with not only Boots and Eyes, but then Spunky, who says she's being immature and lying and that she's a lesbian and all this other stuff. But Sumthin says she is real, REAL, real. She says, I did say something consisting of lesbianist, but I didn't say that like I'm a lesbian. Bam. I'm like straight up, girls only get it right. What do you think about Sumthin prior to her big moment at the end?
Well, I was like, is she even going to get a clock? Like starting so much drama with so many women, like I'm curious as to what Flav thinks about bisexual women, because it seems to be like he would be somebody that would not really like that. I don't know if he would be like, ooh, I want to see two girls make out. Like, I don't know if that's him. He seems sometimes kind of traditional in certain ways. And so I just kind of thought that this was like her one night, she's done now with all these fights, like whatever, it's over. So
yeah, look, if he's against bisexual women, he's gonna have to kick out a bunch of these women. Because there's a lot of them talking about at least being open to touching on other women. Eventually he will go to the parlor room and look at the clocks. He talks about how Hood might not be real. Wire is the actress type. Bama wasn't trying to fill on him. Toasty is just drunk. Sumthin is keeping it real, but she's doing a lot of yelling. Nibbles says she's bi, but oh no, this is I think this is delicious saying like Nibbles says she's bi, but she's really a lesbian. Chocolate doesn't talk, and Tiger says she's not going after everyone. She's just going after Flav. So he barely remembers any of the intel he gets from Eyes, but he does have to make some decisions. This is when Flav alerts them that Eyes is the mole, and Buck Wild says, "Who's the snitch up in this bitch?"
Do you say that one as well? Do you have a t-shirt to use that meme?
I don't, I didn't really see any memes from this first episode. Season 1 is better on the memes because it's New York. She's iconic. But there are a few good ones in Flavor of Love season 2. So no worries. When they come up, I'll flag them.
I'm thinking like New York was on the right season for her. I don't know if she's going to show up on this season or not, but I don't want her to be around these women. I feel like I'm protective of her at this moment. Like, I don't know. I don't want her to be on the show with these women. I think that they will eat her alive.
Yeah. These women they're a different breed. Like, I don't think New York was running the last year house like the Navy. Like she had a couple detractors, Hottie, Pumpkin, Hoops really didn't mess with her too much, but for the most part, she was getting everybody out of there. This time around, I think she would have her work cut out for her a little bit. So there are definitely more moments where Nibbles is worried, talk about she might have said something crazy. Boots figures that Nibbles is some type of like person in disguise. She doesn't trust her. Boots doesn't trust any of these women. And Delicious. Yeah, and Delicious said it would tear her apart if she didn't get her man, while Spunky is talking about that she could go home during her fight with something. So they all have their concerns at the very end, right before our spy is revealed. But I think who gets our first clock? Was it Crazy? I think Crazy gets the first clock.
I remember thinking
I lied. Bucky got the first clock. That's what it was. She says she had to, and she knows that the other women are jealous. What do you think about Bucky getting the first clock? Because we've talked about this before. It felt to us, like from my point of view, it's always been a ranking, right? Like if you're first, you are number one, you're top of the pyramid. What do you think about Bucky as like a front runner?
I think it makes sense. She had like a lot of attention, like even like the lesbian or like the bisexual women are interested in her. It seems as though, she's gorgeous. It does seem like he likes her, think she's physically attractive. I do think that she's going to be a centerpiece for this season, especially with her being more traditional, we'll say. And I'm sure they're going to be keeping around the more non-traditional people. So there might be some angst between her and some others. So yeah, I think she's a center focal point, and I think she'll last a while.
All right. Buck Wild gets the second clock. It's time to get Buck Wild, baby. Chantele, Buck Wild's number 2 on our rankings.
It's crazy. Not with a K, with a C.
I said no, Crazy's third. The Crazy is the third clock. But Boots says she's cuter and better than Crazy is anyway, so she doesn't understand why Crazy got her clock so early. Tiger will go on to get the 4th clock. She's probably the most in like the typical dating reality shows since, blonde, pretty blonde girl. But she's in the top of Flav's rankings here. He seems to like her, but like I said, Bucky's not a fan either. She says Tiger's here for TV and not to get with Flav. What do you think about that?
Probably. Like, does she I don't see her wanting to date him, going on, like maybe go to events and stuff like that and be part of like an entourage. Like, I think that that's appealing, but I don't see her turning into a pumpkin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, she might last a while, but from this episode, I don't even remember what her personality is like. So at this point, I'm like,
Nibbles gets a clock. Bucky says, I ain't with that nasty going down on another chick stuff. Bucky like a scoffs at like that getting a clock. She says she's fake and she just talks out of her ass. Spunky says Toasty wants a female and that her and Nibbles should just be together. And then she says beautiful is an airhead. And she says something is crazy. So there's 1 clock left, 5 bodies left. He ends up eliminating Hood because he feels like her agent sent her to him. Bama isn't feeling him, so he got rid of her. And even though he didn't have a real reason, he just like moves on. And then Spunky gets the last clock. This will send home our Bama, Chocolate, Hood, Eyes, and H-Town, who survived her fight but was harmed. And so Chantele, that's our first elimination. And then shortly after, there's something stinks. Literally.
I was like, what is going on? I don't, and then even like the editors, like with like green, like, like stinky smell, like vapors coming up from the ground, like full on like Big Brother style of like, digital work. I didn't really know what was happening.
Flav says, "What is that fucked up smell in my crib, yo?" He tells us he saw a girl drop out of frame and then she came back. And after the toast, he sees Sumthin take off upstairs. And as they're going up the steps, they look down and she is taking a dump on the steps. Sumthin is shitting on herself right in front of everybody. And
now, did she like drop one in
on the
like
way
the background? In the background, and maybe she tried to pick it up with the, I don't know, part of her dress maybe, and then was running upstairs and it fell out of her dress, because where was the smell that was coming from where she was standing?
Yeah, I think she tried to move it, because I don't think she took a dump on the steps. She tipped out a frame first, then she ran up the steps. So I think she dropped one down. They didn't see it though. They didn't see one down. They didn't see it until they got to the steps. You're right. So it must have made its way up the steps, or maybe they didn't see the deuce she dropped down there. But it feels like while she was moving, it was still happening. She's like Cinderella, and the clock is about to strike midnight, and she's got to get to that bathroom, because otherwise something's coming out.
That's insane. Like Cinderella, the clock strikes midnight, she's gonna have to deuce. Like, what?
She was running for her life. Lacey says, "I remember experiencing this when it aired, and we talked about poop on the stairs for days." No, this was the conversation around episode 1 of Flavor of Love season 2.
It's shocking. I've never even heard that happening since. Like, was she not wearing any underwear that could have maybe slowed down the process? Was it because she's nervous? Now, when you get nervous, your body goes into fight or flight, and it usually tries to get rid of everything in your body so you can run faster. So sometimes people will have to use the washroom when they're nervous because of that physical, biological reaction, physiological reaction. So maybe that's what happened, and maybe she was just letting out some air and end up being a full unit. Like, I don't know. I don't know how this happened, and her explanation didn't really help me.
No, she really didn't have an explanation. She was just like, I had to go, so I had to go, and it just pushed itself out. She said it could have happened to anyone, and quite frankly,
no, actually, that's not true.
I don't think so.
Like, it's never happened to anyone on reality TV before or after.
One. Yeah, first one.
And did she ever like explain it later? Like because like that's definitely going to be what she's been known for. And like every interview that she must have ever had in her entire life would be speaking about this moment.
Yeah, Spunky said it's karma, because something was being mean to her. And if anything smells like that, it should be Spunky, because she's the shit. And so that's how we end our episode. We lose our 5 women and our spy. And we now are down to this and Saaphyri, my bad, pour one out for the queen. But now we're down to this next batch of women's. Chantele, we have to make our predictions here. Last season we got to circle all our predictions around New York, but this time we get to come up with some new storylines. So from episode 1, let's give it who would you say were your top 5 in the running for Flav's heart?
As I think that they're going to go the furthest,
they will win. Like, who are if you had to pick 5 people who could win? Well,
Bucky right now is definitely up there. I also think Spunky, because like she wants to be there, so she might turn it on. You know what I mean? Also, is your girl Boots? She must stick around for a long time if you like Boots. So Boots might stick around for a while. And like, I don't know, Buckwild, just because like it's just too insane that she exists as a human being.
That's like, 4.
I need to see her nowadays. I don't remember Delicious. I don't remember her. What's her story?
She's the one who was like, Nibbles is a lesbian, and she said, oh, and her ass is fat. That's the delicious story from episode 1.
Oh, and I think Crazy might stick around for a while too, because she's Latina and his baby mama's Latina. So I think she might stick around for a while.
All right. So our top 5 on Chantel's list right now: Bucky, Spunky, Boots, Buck Wild, and Crazy. And so the table is set. We got a lot of season to talk about, but I love that we come out the gate talking about a fight and Sumthin taking a dump on the stairs, and Sumthin taking a dump on the stairs and not getting eliminated. The fact that Flav did not immediately be like, "You should leave," it's crazy to me.
She gets to stick around. Like, is she gonna have to like talk to him again about this? Like did he find it endearing after?
It has to happen. Every conversation you have at that point has to start with, so like, why'd you take a shit on the stairs? Like, what is wrong with you?
She will never ever live this down, which is wild. I want to go look up and be like, what was her reaction after? I won't.
You can't. What if she wins the season, Chantele, and you don't know it?
That would be insane. That would be something.
That would be something. Last season, Goldie started off the series throwing up in front of everybody, and she went on to be the fan favorite of the season. Maybe Sumthin has a trajectory like that ahead of her too.
I feel like Goldie was a little more endearing in her like barfing and then just be like, "I'm so good, yeah." Like I don't like conflate that with her Sumthin like with her pants probably down, like head peeking through the door and being like, "Yeah, I'm just sorry, it's something I had to do." Like, yeah, like it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't. She's not as endearing as Goldie. If Goldie had done this,
could Goldie have come back from it? Could Goldie have come back from this?
Goldie could have come back from it because
she could have come back from the moment.
She's so funny and like she's like actually kind of smiley and like good spirits, and she'd be like, like she would have been able to kind of brush it off in a humorous way. This one is it's kind of like she okay?
Yeah, it's like something wrong with this girl. But between the word something and the word like that, we might need to the phrase like that. We might need to start a counter because we're gonna be saying those a lot, whether it's regarding these women or not. You know, sometimes
100%.
Yeah,
like that.
Like that. Chantele, it was episode 1. What'd you think?
I am flabbergasted that I didn't never seen any of this. Like, what? Like, I give it on a shock scale. Like, well, because like I just thought like, okay, this is an okay episode. Like, there's a fight in the beginning and everybody gets their names. I'm like, okay, it's just a regular episode. And then it ends like that.
Like that. Like that.
That was something. So it bumps up from like thinking it's gonna be like, like a 7.5, and I think it's like a 9, like a 9. Yeah. Of like how much that just made it like an insane episode. So yeah, it's up to a 9.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is Flavor of Love Season 2, Episode 1. We have so much more Flavor of Love to come. Thank y'all again for listening and subscribing and checking out the podcast because it's been a time going through this. I feel like this is the best job in the world is now getting to watch the show and come and watch Chantele's reactions because this is what I did in my childhood. Like we would watch Flavor of Love and then we would go and talk about it. Like it was like water cooler talk at the school. And so I'm doing it all over again. I've had this podcast before. It's just nobody was filming it. And so now we get to see Chantele go through it all. Chantele, this is going to be a lot of fun.
You have to also, if there's any other times where I need to have a reaction, because I could have probably done a reaction to the
I didn't know if I should do a reaction to the fight.
or something because like I'd be like, wait, that's why aren't you making me react to that? Like I would not have known what was coming.
Yeah. No, I don't think...
anyways, if there's other moments, I love a reaction. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye out for that. I'm sure the chat will let us know as well. Thank y'all all for being here and listening and joining in the conversation. We see y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all again for, helping me take Chantele through this journey. Remember, she is not spoiled, so we will not put any spoilers or anything to come in the comments. The Honey Kid List is saying maybe a watch along. Maybe that's something we can do eventually. I'll pick an episode for that. Yeah. Let's we'll pick an episode for that. That'll be fun. But until next time, Chantele, what do you got going on in your world?
What's happening in my world? I'm talking about the challenge. So the challenge season 41. We just recorded our episode live after the episode on Wednesday. It's a pretty good season so far. You're watching it, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen the last episode though, but I'm pretty much caught up.
Up to that, it's been pretty good. Out of the most recent seasons, it's up there. So I've been happy about that. And also Love Island Games is on season 2. We're gonna be on the 3rd episode tonight. I've been going live after the episode, and it's pretty good too. So we got some menaces coming to cause some trouble on Love Island. So yeah, it's been teased that Johnny Middlebrooks coming in for some mess. You probably don't know him. Tyreek is this menace from the UK that just knows how to make mess. So yeah, it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, all the reality TV shows are firing all cylinders right now. Even Big Brother, you were recently on the live feed update, weren't you?
I was yesterday. Yes, I mean, I think that Big Brother this season is really less strategic than the challenge. Yes. The challenge is not super strategic, and Big Brother is not strategic at all. And I like strategy. So as much as I love Big Brother in general, it's not my favorite season of Big Brother because there's barely anybody to root for, and I don't even know if they could win in the end, So, but yeah, check out our coverage. I'll still watch every episode and talk about every episode and know everything that's going on. But yeah, it's almost over next week.
Yeah. Follow Chantele as Reality Realness with 3 S's. And Lauren put an interesting comment here in the chat. It says, I came across For the Love of Ray J last night and we watched it's another hot mess. Are you familiar with For the Love of Ray J?
I'm more familiar. I don't know if I watched it or not, but it's not unfamiliar. Yeah. I might have watched it. Is this before or after Kim K?
This is before. This is Danger. She Smashed the Homies, I believe. Matter of fact, it might be after. Because otherwise, why would they give Ray J a show? So
yeah. But Brandy though. So he was always.
Yeah, but that was they're not that connected. You know what I'm saying? People weren't oh, Brady and Ray J are a tandem. I'd have to guess it was after.
Because did he do any little cameos on her show, Moesha?
Yeah, but he was a child. I don't think For the Love of Ray J, he was grown. Yeah, everyone in chat saying after. It would have had to have been after.
It makes sense. It does make sense.
The phrase "Danger, she smashed the homie" doesn't mean anything to you?
No.
Then you haven't seen For the Love of Ray J.
I was thinking that you're referring to Kim, and I'm did Kim smash his homie? So I don't know if it's something that I had intended to watch or just remember when it was coming on. Remember what network it was?
I want to say it was MTV.
MTV, I've seen a lot of things, but maybe I just didn't care for him.
It might have been VH1 because that's also kind of celebrity, but it's not connected to the Flavor of Love universe at all. So that's why I thought it was MTV. Maybe it was even BET. Who knows? But look, once we get through the Flavor of Love, it was VH1. Brittany saying it's VH1.
Oh, then I didn't see it.
So look, once we get through the Flavor of Love cinematic universe, maybe, just maybe, we go and watch For the Love of Ray J. Who knows? What are we doing here?
I'm in.
Okay. Now, my last question. I told you this is not the last iteration of Flavor of Love cinematic universe. There are more spinoffs to come. What do you think our next spinoff looks like? Is it Flavor of Love season 3? What do you think?
I think it's I Love New York. No?
I mean, there is an I Love New York, but do you know if that's next?
That would make. I don't think that there's a 3 with Flava Flav. Isn't it Rock of Love? Someone did put Rock of Love, which I have seen, I think, a lot of Rock of Love, but I can watch it again for sure. I just remember them on like a tour bus. Like, I don't really remember anything about it.
Oh no, that's Rock of Love Bus. That's a different Rock of Love. You gotta have Rock of Love first to get to Rock of Love Bus.
Maybe I haven't seen Rock of Love. I don't know. This is 20 years ago, Chappell. I was living in Montreal. I don't know.
It's
My
all
mom would
good.
be sending me recordings of things in the mail. My mom would tape things during the week on a VHS tape and send me my shows in the mail. So I don't think that Rock of Love made it to that list. But what was it? Like, it would be like, no, Big Brother I was able to watch because I had regular cable. It would be anything that was MTV. So I think she sent me The Challenge. She sent me like any MTV show that I was watching at the time. She would record it and send it to me. So, but I don't think Rock of Love made it.
Okay, well, maybe that too. So yeah, any of those shows or potential shows or whatever could be next, and I won't tell you what it is because we're going to speculate throughout this season. But Chantele, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all, chat, for tuning in. Make sure you check out our other Recap Kickback coverage here on recapkickback.com. Mari and I are talking about Beauty and Black. We had Matt Scott come on and talk about the premiere. We will be talking about the entire series next week. Then I got some coverage over on the Nothing But Netflix podcast too, coming your way. So check that out. And then for Chantele and myself, you can all catch us next time on the Flavor of Love Kickback. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.